Turn 1 Soul Ring.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Turn 1 Soul Ring, the podcast where we talk about the Commander format and all things Magic the Gathering. I'm Kevin Smith.
And I'm Eric Grenfell.
And today on the show, we'll be talking about the cards we think we should be seeing on the battlefield, but don't. Some of these cards may be staples in your Commander decks, and if they are, you can go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back. For the rest of you, come on, guys. You're better than this.
Get there.
Come on. You just do better.
There we go.
I don't want to say that these are cards you should be playing, but these are just some cards that we think are really good in certain decks, and some of them are really good in every deck.
Yeah, so, just like maybe keep your mind on them for like when you're making new decks or something like that, or for some other decks you have. I'm sure a lot of Commander players out there have multiple decks, so.
Yeah, how many Commander decks do you have, Eric?
Currently, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have, I want to say 5 or 6.
Okay.
How many do you have?
I have 20.
20?
I have 20 Commander decks.
All right.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It is. But then again, like, how many modern decks do you have?
It's
Just
really
the one?
just Tron. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I've got like Soul Sisters and like but like I don't play, like that's not really.
Yeah, I have 4 modern decks.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And like the modern decks and like the Commander decks, they're probably like equal value, right?
Some of them. So like I have 2 big ones because I have Tron just like you.
Oh yeah, that's not really a big one though. Like as far as that's like a mid-level cost, right? Like you can get that for like it's like $1,000.
The cards are going up though.
They are.
I think it's a little more.
I think I got in at like a good time. I think we both did.
Yeah, getting Carns for $60 Canadian was
Oh yeah,
really good.
yeah, that was not a hard bargain.
No. But then I do have the Grixis Death Shadow.
Oh yeah. And that has like Scalding Tarns in it, right? Those are
It
like
does.
$100 a piece, right?
They're 130 right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, and like the Tron mana base is like $12.
Yeah, that's it. The like cantrip artifacts you're playing are more money
expensive,
than the
yeah.
mana base.
Yeah.
And then I have Storm because Storm's really cheap.
Is it really?
Storm's cheap, yeah. Like I bought Manamorphose as the one more expensive card now. It's like the 2 mana cantrip where you get 2 mana back.
Yeah, and you
That
draw a card.
Card's dumb.
It is. It's super dumb. It's just like draw a card for nothing.
Draw a card for nothing.
Yeah,
Get the mana
and
you
fix.
need. Good card. It's a common. It's $30. Yeah, I bought one of those earlier, so the deck was like $200.
That's crazy cheap for
A modern deck?
deck,
So that's why
yeah.
Storm was kind of cool. It's cheap to get into.
Yeah.
And then I recently built a janky one. It's kind of like hit yourself Boros. So it works off of Boros Reckoner. Whenever he takes damage, you deal that much damage to our creature or player.
Okay.
So you got
Cool.
things like Blasphemous Act in there.
Right.
Other creatures that deal some amount of damage. So it's fun.
Do you like make him indestructible or anything?
Nope.
You just have multiples and
Yeah.
okay. Interesting.
It's an interesting deck. It's worked. It's really good in creature matchups. If you're against a combo deck, you're not doing so good.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Fun times.
Cool. Yeah, you'll have to play that against me. That sounds really fun. So we're just gonna get right into
The cards we want to talk about.
the cards. Yeah. So these aren't really in any order. Like our last episode, these are just, and we didn't really land on a specific number. We just kind of put some cards together. We were just chatting about them, and these are the cards that we came up with. So
Get to it.
yeah, I'll start off. My first card is Riftstone Portal. So this is a card that seems like it should be in a cycle of color pairs, but they just didn't do that. So this is a land from Judgment. It's an uncommon, and it taps to add a colorless mana to your mana pool. But as long as Riftstone Portal is in your graveyard, lands you control have tap to add a green or a white to your mana pool.
Seems like a pretty good card.
It's a really good card.
Yeah.
Like I play this in my Sigarda deck, and what I do is I use Crop Rotation, which makes you sacrifice a land to search for any land. So I'll sacrifice this and go get like Sarah's Sanctum or something.
Cool, yeah.
And then all my lands tap for all the colored mana I would ever need. So, and it's not like green needs a lot of help color fixing, but if it's just one less thing, then it's fine. And if your graveyard gets exiled and you got to go back to worrying about your lands, then that's just status quo.
Yeah.
But someone's not going to exile your graveyard because you got Riftstone Portal in there.
And if they do, you're feeling good about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's like, yeah, use your Bajuka Bog on me. It's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, and what's sort of interesting about these Judgment cards, because Judgment was a set with Flashback. I don't know if it was the first set with Flashback.
Okay.
But what they did was next to the card title, they put a little tombstone there.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that for any other set. Just this block, because I think this was like I don't think this was the Judgment block. But anyways, yeah, just a super cool card. So if you're in the Selesnya colors, just pick one of these up. It's an uncommon. It's not that it might be a $2 or $3 card.
But also, like, we were talking about how things have cycles. This is like the only one.
This is the only one. There's
no other color pair.
Yeah,
just Selesnya.
It seems like kind of a missed opportunity, because this would be so cool if you could get it in every color.
I wonder if maybe they were thinking it might be too powerful, or
it would be a pretty powerful effect.
Yeah, because like in green, you don't really need that. But if you can have these lands in other decks that have problems getting mana fixing, pretty powerful.
And if you have ways to easily sacrifice lands for value, right? Lord Windgrace.
Oh,
get Rug Monster.
But I don't think it's the value to the point of it being broken. Like, you are mana fixed, but
not at all.
Graveyard Hate's still a thing too. So
absolutely, and it should be. You should run a lot of Graveyard Hate.
Yeah.
Or a reasonable amount of Graveyard Hate.
At least something.
Don't do it at the expense of what your deck is trying to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't just put hate in your deck. You do need to win.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and if you just put hate in your deck, nobody wins.
Nobody. All right. Let's move on to another card.
Yeah.
I think I first put this one inside of Animar. So we have an artifact. It's Trailblazer's Boots. So it's just 2 mana. Some of these cool boots equipping artifacts. I think this is the only card in Magic that has this text, though.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Equipped creature has non-basic island walk.
Land walk.
Land walk.
Non-basic land walk, yeah.
I want to say island walk.
That would be like if they have a steam vents.
Yeah. So it has non-basic land walk. And it just costs 2 to equip to your creature. So pretty much if they have any non-basic land, your creature gets in unblockable.
As even monocolored decks have non-basic lands.
Exactly. That's just the thing in Commander.
That's the thing in Commander, yeah.
Yeah.
We get to run all those amazing non-basic lands from Magic's history, and Trailblazer's Boots, it's going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, so if you're like kind of Voltroning, trying to get in like your Commander damage, or if you just have like bigger creatures and stuff.
Just running a big Eldrazi.
Yeah.
You want to get that through, plus a little Annihilator.
Trailblazer's Boots.
No big deal.
Get you there.
Yeah, just a great card. And the equip cost is only 2. My partner Ainsley has a SRAM deck, and this card is invaluable. 2 cards, draw a card. Usually equip cost is free, so just throw that on there.
Getting in damage?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Yeah, love this card.
Yeah.
Definitely don't see it enough.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
That's why it's here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what we're doing. So the next card I want to talk about is it's a counterspell. It's called Abjure from Weatherlight. It's 1 blue for an instant.
Wait, it's 1 blue to counter?
It's a 1 blue counter, but there's a catch. There's an additional cost. You have to sacrifice a blue permanent to counter target spell.
All right.
So you're talking about your Brea deck.
Yeah.
And Brea creates 2 blue tokens, right, when she comes into play?
She sure does.
So that's great in this deck, right?
Perfect for Brea.
And I also run this in my 1v1 Talran deck because, you're sacrificing a Drake to counter a spell, and you're getting a Drake.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's no big deal. But I even run this in my mono blue decks that don't produce tokens because sometimes you just need to counter a spell. All you have is 1 mana, and if it's going to save your life or win you the game,
worth it.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah, like a zombie, you have a bunch of wizards.
Oh yeah,
you can sacrifice 1 to counter a spell. Like
absolutely, you just draw a card in response, and all good. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I like this card a lot.
yeah, one mana to counter a spell is really really good. Because there are other ones like a really popular one would be Swan Song.
Right. Yeah.
And you're countering.
Instant sorcery or enchantment spell because it was from the enchantment block. Or
Right,
the Theros
yeah.
block.
So that of course has stipulation to it. Abjure here. Anything.
And you get a 2/2 bird.
Oh, they get a 2/2 bird
with
too.
Swan Song.
Right. Yes.
So yeah, like restrictive and a bit of a downside.
Bit of downside.
I've been playing in games where people will strap a couple of swords to their 2/2 bird and start doing a lot of damage.
And you're like, wow, that bird's doing something.
Wow, I wish I had an abjure. Yeah, so if especially if you're running a mono blue deck, I think give this card a second look because it is a 1 mana counter spell. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next card.
Sweet. All right, so getting on to the creature side of things, we have Vizier of the Menagerie. So this is a newer card from the Amonkhet block.
Is it just a rare? Is it a mythic? I can't tell.
Yeah, I can't tell from the photo. I think it's a mythic.
Really? Wow, okay.
Yeah. So 3 of anything and a green. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast the top card of your library if it's a creature card. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast creature spells.
So you still have to cast the creature during your main phase, right?
Correct.
Okay.
But if you have cards that give your creatures flash,
Right, then you can do it anytime.
then you can do it anytime. So you can look at the top card, do that.
And you can just keep digging, right? It's sort of card draw.
It sort of is, because if you have a creature-heavy deck, this is definitely when you want to have the Vizier in there.
Yeah.
Being able to look at the top card, too, because if it's not a creature, you still, it's more information for yourself.
Absolutely.
You don't need to reveal it to people.
No, that's very powerful.
Yeah.
And I think, just cards that have this ability, we don't see them enough, like Future Sight or Experimental Frenzy. Like, when that card came out, I put it in both my mono-red commander decks just because... Cool. It's card draw, right? Like you can just, if it's a land, you can play it, you can, or if it's a spell, you can just keep digging.
Keep digging.
But in this case, no one else gets to see it.
Yeah.
Which is much more powerful.
And then also for your creature deck, he's mana fixing. Because even the cards from the top of the deck or from your hand, they can just be mana of any kind to cast your creature spells.
Yeah, this guy's got a lot of value on him. Yeah, I'm really surprised. Really surprised I don't see more. Even in a mono green deck, right? Like you can just, you could just, you got like a Yeva on the field, and you can just keep casting your creatures.
Even I just thought of it. We have that Fibblethip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if he's on top of your library, you cast him from your library, you get to draw 2 cards from that.
Exactly.
Yeah, the value.
I don't think we're going to see that guy too much.
No.
I hope no one builds a commander deck around him.
That would not be a good idea.
No.
How does that card read? If you cast from the command zone, does you get the... No, it's just from the library.
It's got to be from the library.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's why it'd be bad as a commander.
Yeah. Don't play as a commander.
All right, moving on to another blue instant. I like my blue cards. So this is long-term plans. It's 2 and a blue for an instant. Search your library for a card, shuffle your library, then put that card third from the top. So blue is usually really good at searching for sorceries and instants and artifacts, but sometimes you need other card types.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And long-term plans lets you find any card. And the best part about when a card says you find any card, you don't have to reveal it to any other players.
So you're not giving away any information at all. So gotta love that.
And there's so many ways to manipulate the top of your deck, or just draw 3 cards right away.
Yeah.
Or if you have a commander that wants certain cards at the top of your deck, this card is just an auto include in those decks. I'll put this in most blue decks that I build just because, it doesn't take that long to get 2 cards down or get 3 cards down.
Yeah.
And it's instant speed. You can do it on the end step before your turn. It's just, this card is amazing. I can't believe this card is like $250.
Yeah, it's super cheap.
It costs next to nothing.
The tutors that tutor for any card are so strong.
Mm-hmm. And in blue.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't even know that this card exists.
That's probably good because it is an old card too.
It is,
right?
It's from Scourge.
Yeah.
That was like the early 2000s.
Yeah. I actually should probably throw this into my Amanatu deck that I recently built.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt.
No, I put a miracle there, 3 turns away.
Or if you can draw multiple cards, right? But it wouldn't be your first card, so you don't want to miracle that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Always got to remember how miracle works. Yeah. Great card.
All right. Chandra's Ignition is the next card. It is 3 of anything and 2 red for a sorcery card. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature and each opponent.
So do you run this in any decks?
I have it in Animar.
Oh, okay, so you use a target Animar with all the counters?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, and that can just be like a win condition?
It can be, if you get Animar up there enough, because it hits each opponent as well, so you don't get hit by it.
Yeah, that's what makes it really good.
Yeah, so not only are you wrathing the board, you're also putting your opponents down a peg. That's why I really like this card.
And it doesn't hit Animar either, it's each other creature.
It is each other creature. So usually when I end up casting this, I like kill my own creatures as well. But you're probably, when casting this card, like at a downside anyways. Some other people's boards are bigger than yours.
Yeah, that's when you wouldn't
Obviously.
cast it, if you're winning.
Yeah, so, but yeah, there has been one time Animar's at like 22, ripped this off the top. At that point in the game, a lot of people are just like down a lot of health, so just use this, and yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like this card a lot.
Yeah.
And is Origins its only printing?
I believe so, yes. So,
Oh, right, because her ignition, right? It's like she's getting her spark.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. In the moment before her execution, she realized what it meant to be a pyromancer, to be alive, to be Chandra.
Nice.
Woo! My voice is like cracking a little bit.
It's pretty good there. But yeah, even if you have like some big Eldrazi and stuff like that, again, this card's pretty good.
Definitely.
Yeah, any deck you're playing some big creatures in, I actually really like this board wipe, because again, if you're in like red, they kind of have some problems with it. So.
They do, yeah. And it's always like damage-based board wipes.
Yeah, yeah. So
if you have a big like artifact creature,
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
This
or
is
a big
good.
dragon.
Oh yeah, big dragon. Yeah.
Big boys. Okay, so then the card that I want to talk about next is sort of like a pillow fort card. It's called Collective Restraint. I'm doing a lot of old cards, hey?
Yeah, a lot of old cards here.
So Collective Restraint is 3 and a blue for an enchantment. It's a rare from Invasion. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays X for each creature attacking you, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. So I'll run this in monocolored decks.
In monocolored decks.
Monocolored decks, because you're still paying 1 per creature.
Sure.
Right? And that, like, people don't want to do that. People
No,
just
it's a
want
lot.
to attack you. And if they have a lot of creatures, like a token strategy, they're not paying that 1. You know,
No.
they just spent their turn using their mana to cast spells to create tokens. So I just feel like, this is like a worse propaganda or Sphere of Safety or Ghostly Prison, right?
Yeah,
All these cards are in the same vein. I mean, this card's great in a 2-color deck because then it essentially is a propaganda that costs 1 more.
Yeah.
But yeah, just most of the time people are unwilling to pay that cost. They'd just rather attack somebody else. Or they don't have the mana. They want to do other
sometimes
things
it's
on their
just-
turn.
For sure. And it's like if you are already playing cards like propaganda in your deck, you probably are building your deck around that way. So just having more cards, more redundancy is good.
Yeah. I think oftentimes we think of combat as like a free interaction.
Yeah.
When you start to put a cost on it, it really changes the way players think about it, myself included.
Yeah, totally. Because now you're having to worry about, do I want to use my mana for this combat to get damage in, or just I want to keep building my board? Which
Exactly.
usually you want to keep playing spells and building your board.
I certainly do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't fault you for running this in your mono blue deck.
Cool.
But
yeah.
throw it in like 3 or 4 color decks. It's just gonna get better.
Super powerful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had a group hug deck, Kineos and Tiro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so this card went right in there.
Oh yeah. Very good.
4 colors, so you got to pay 4, and then you have Sphere Safety and Propaganda. Like,
Ugh, yeah.
just don't attack me.
Just you need to stop.
Yeah. Look other ways.
Yeah. So I think this card should probably see as much play as the other cards, as the other like pillow 4 cards that we mentioned.
Yeah.
But and I think it's around the same price point as like Propaganda, because Propaganda's got to be around what, $10 now. There's a little less.
I'm not sure on Propaganda.
'Cause
I know this card is like tough to find.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the foils are probably a little
something
more
up there.
pricey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the art on this card's real weird.
Real weird.
Yeah.
If you like that old weird art from Magic that you just like don't get anymore, this is one of those cards that'll
Yeah.
satisfy.
It's very strange. It's like a couple of guys. It looks like they're frozen, maybe, but their mouths are gone. They just have teeth. All the flesh is gone from below their nose to their chin.
Yeah, like who knows what's going on there? Or could it be like they're just like blocking their mouth?
Yeah, it's weird. Whatever it is, let's move on. It's kind of giving me the creeps.
All right, so I decided to cheat a little bit.
Yeah, you did a threesies.
I did do a threesies.
Yeah.
All these cards are pretty much the same card, though. Touched on them before as well. We got more counter spells here. I just really feel these aren't played enough, and I think they're pretty good. We
people are
have
playing cancel.
Yeah, get that cancel out of here. It's just not a good card.
It's
if you're playing canceled, cancel it. So we have Void Shatter, Dissipate, and Fairy Trickery. So all of these are counter spells that cost 1 of anything and 2 blue. And basically, not only do they counter the spell, if the spell does get countered, it gets exiled.
Instead of going into the graveyard. And the only difference between the three is that Void Shatter has Devoid, so the card has no color. And
Fairy Trickery is a tribal instant, and it does have to counter a non-fairy spell.
so
Which
it's
is
pretty restrictive, but I think we can make it work.
Possibly. If you go against that fairy matchup, well, I guess you're hosed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a tribal instant fairy, so if you can like search your deck for a fairy card, you can search for this.
Yeah, there we go.
So keep that in mind with the tribal cards that aren't creatures. You can always search for those cards if you can search for that creature type with a particular card.
So just a little bit of extra value there.
Definitely.
But yeah, I really like cards that end up exiling something. Yeah, because in Commander especially, you do see a lot of recursion. And so this just, no more worries.
Problem
Card's
solved.
gone.
Yeah. As
See
long
you
as it's
later.
not their commander,
Yeah,
problem solved.
problem solved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the Fairy Trickery is an older card. I do like the art a lot on that one.
Yeah, the art
So
from Lorwyn
colorful.
is just the whole the Morningtide and Eventide block is just like very
Yeah.
very beautiful, very
So
dark.
much.
All right, let's move on to what number is this? This is my number 9 pick. So we're ascending this episode instead of descending. This is Price of Glory. Another old border card for me. It's 2 and a red for an enchantment from it's an uncommon from Odyssey. Whenever a player taps a land for mana during another player's turn, destroy that land.
Ooh, boy.
So I mean, if anyone out there likes playing mono red as much as I do, you know that you don't have many options when it comes to dealing with counter magic. Well, Price of Glory is going to make your opponents think twice about playing counterspells because then they don't have any lands.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a high price.
It also affects you, like you don't want to be tapping your lands either, but if you've built your deck around this effect, then you're going to be able to take advantage of it, or at the very least, it's not going to be nearly as detrimental to you as it's going to be to them. Because people will just stop doing things when it's not their turn.
Oh, yeah. You can't take sacrificing lands that much.
No, you can't. Yeah, you don't want to mess with people's lands.
Yeah.
But you know what? If their lands get destroyed, they did that to themselves.
It's their own fault.
Yeah, and you explain that to them, and they won't be mad at you.
Like, I hate that stupid enchantment. It's like, well, just play stuff on your own turn.
Yeah, just be like, do it fair.
Yeah. Also, like, whenever someone's running Leyline of Sanctity.
Yeah.
Or, is it Sanctity?
Sanctity is the hexproof one.
Oh, right.
Are you thinking of Leyline of Anticipation?
There we go.
Yeah.
So that one, or Vidalcan Orrery.
Yeah, all your non-land cards have flash. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
This shuts those down
That's
as
over.
well. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so just throw Price of Glory in your deck. I think it's a relatively inexpensive card. I think it might be around the $5 mark. Like it is an old card, like we said, like 2001. So
Yeah.
almost 20 years old at this point.
What's that art? What's this guy doing there?
He's just waiting for somebody to cast a spell at instant speed and use their
hit them with
lands,
that
and he's
mallet?
just gonna hit the land with the mallet, and it's over.
That's it.
He's done. All right, well, let's move on to the next card. Eric, I think this was one of your picks.
Yeah, I think so. This might be the first land we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the first land. No, we talked about Riftstone Portal.
Oh, yeah, the first one. Yep.
This is land number 2.
Deuce. So the one I decided to throw in here was Thespian Stage. It just taps for a colorless.
That's all it does. Okay, next card.
I just really like the art. It's great. So it does have the ability, you pay 2 and tap Thespian Stage, and it becomes a copy of target land, and it gains this ability.
Okay, nice.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So when you do tap it and copy on the land, obviously you can't tap that copy that you've made.
Because it's already tapped.
Correct.
Right.
So you can't do super tricky stuff.
Okay.
This land, of course, is always seen with the card Dark Depths.
In Legacy Lands.
Yeah, and you still see in Commander too. People do this little combo.
Yeah.
Dark Depths. When it enters, it has 10 ice counters on it.
Yes.
You have to pay 3 mana to get one of those counters off, and then when all the counters are gone, you get a big Merit Lage
Legendary
2020.
with flying and indestructible.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really
pretty scary. But minus that little combo there, Thespian Stage, because you can copy any land, I just feel has a lot of tech for you.
Well, we were talking about Strip Mine in the last episode. All these lands we want to blow up. Well, you want to make a copy of those lands, then blow them up.
There we go.
So you get the
You get
Gaia's
the
Cradle.
land. Yeah, and then just get rid of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so also, even in a pinch, if you're mana screwed, someone else has the mana colors you need, you can always just copy one of their lands, and then you're not mana screwed anymore.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I have done that many times. That's why I think this is just a really good card to put in your deck.
Oh, yeah.
It can be a little bit slow if you're trying to mana fix yourself.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that situation.
Yes.
But, if it means that you can play Magic, then you'll do it.
Then you'll do it, yeah. I still see people playing those like dual tap ones that you have to return a land as well. So copying one of those doesn't feel too bad because then it's tapping for 2 mana as well.
Oh, the bounce lands.
The bounce lands, yeah.
I don't like those lands.
It comes in tapped and you return a land.
I don't think they're good.
No.
I'd rather just play like a Guildgate or something.
Really?
That feels less. I know it's like the same amount of mana, but it just feels like less painful.
Because you can still tap the land before bouncing it.
Yeah, you can. Definitely. But it's just like I've just seen people in situations where it's like let's say it's like turn 1 and they play a land, and then turn 2 they play a bounce land, and then they bounce their land to their hand. They weren't able to use the mana, and then they got to discard a card.
Don't keep that in your opening hand.
Don't keep that hand. Just
mulligan it.
Don't keep that hand. Yeah,
Yeah.
be more aggressive with mulliganing. I think that's something that that's something that I definitely had to get better at. It's like, it's 2 lands. It's fine. And I've got 2 lands and like a manolith.
Yeah.
I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
You might not get there.
Then you don't.
Yeah, and Commander's a format where you don't want to be waiting to get there, right? Like in Modern or like the other constructed formats, if you have a bad hand, the game is going to be over pretty quickly. Like it's like 15 minutes tops. But in Commander, if you keep a bad hand, you could be sitting there for an hour plus.
There has been a time or two where I've just only had like 4 lands by the end of the game. It's like an hour. I'm like, I didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Feels bad.
It feels terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't. Just mulligan more aggressively.
Play Thespian Stage.
And play the Thespian Stage, yeah. All right, so the next card that I want to talk about is Miri's Guile, which is getting a Judge promo printing this year.
Which is super cool.
It is cool, and they kept the old art, which is really cool too.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it's 1 green for an enchantment. During your upkeep, you may look at the top 3 cards of your library and put them back in any order. So it's like not as good Sylvan Library.
Yeah.
But you can play it on turn 1. Like this this is a really, really good card, especially in green.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of top deck manipulation. And you know, it is an older card. It's a rare from Tempest. But it's you know, in the time I've been playing Magic around the city, I really haven't seen this card other than myself playing it, and
I've never seen it from anyone but you.
yeah, it's just you know, and I think it's like sort of expensive. Like I think it's like $15-$20. I don't know if the judge
wow.
I don't know if the judge promo is going to do anything to the price. But you know, when I'm building a green deck, this is always at least on the list in the beginning. When I'm putting together the deck, and you know, it's not really card draw, but you know, in green, those like the early game, you know, you need all the help that you can get.
And if you're like seeing 3 cards deeper, that's big help, I would say.
You can plan, for sure. And yeah, you get to it's like a scry that doesn't let you put the cards on the bottom of your library.
Yeah.
You get to rearrange them. It's like a top, right?
Yeah,
It's a top
it's just
effect
a
on
top.
upkeep.
Yeah. And you do also with Vizier the Menagerie we talked about before.
Right.
This is a great card to go with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't like it, you just swap them.
Yeah.
See what you can get.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not going to be a creature every time, right? But with this, you could definitely
Help
make
a
that
lot.
happen.
Yeah.
And it only costs 1 green.
Why not?
Just so good. Yeah. It feels so good to play this on turn 1.
Oh yeah. Seeing so much deeper. And even like playing it in the later game, I think you're still good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's more, the more cards you can see, the better advantage you have in the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the last card on our list, and this card sees play in a lot of formats.
Yeah, like it does see in like Legacy. I have seen this card a bunch from the little bit I've watched. I have also seen it in Commander. It did have a little bit of a price hike because I think people might think it's coming in the Modern Horizons.
Right, yeah, because it was only printed in Commander, right? And then Eternal Masters.
And there's like an older printing, I think.
Like pre-modern?
Yes.
Okay.
It might be the Commander thing, though.
Yeah, I think it's a Commander card, and then it did like an Eternal Masters printing, and then
Yeah.
this one is from like Archenemy Nicol Bolas.
But anyways, like I was thinking about the card. It was like a few bucks, and then I went back like 2 weeks later, and it's like above 10 Canadian.
It spiked hard.
It just spiked hard.
Should we read the card?
Probably.
Did we do that yet?
I don't think so.
This is such a mystery by this point.
People are like, what is this card? I think we said the name.
Baleful Strix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 1 blue and 1 black. It's a 1/1 bird. It has flying and death touch. And when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. So it replaces itself, but it also has flying and death touch.
Yeah, so that's just a great blocker.
Super good blocker. No one's going to want to swing into you when you have this out there.
No one's going to want to swing their Hornet Queen into your
Not at all.
Strix.
Not at all. It's pretty much like a removal spell because it is also flying as well, which is really nice. So even if they have a big old flyer there, you can still block and kill it.
Definitely.
And then if someone's using their spot removal on your Baleful Strix, go right ahead.
Oh, yeah, I already got the card.
Yeah, I got the card
I'm
from the
fine.
drawing, and you're wasting removal on it.
Yeah, it is a waste.
Yeah, so this card is just like really good value. If you're in those colors, just throw the Strix in there. It's just really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no reason not to play it.
No, not at all. No, if you're in those colors. I think I had a Phoenix deck, or Phoenix. No, I'm not going to say it like that. God of Deception deck, and like in my earlier days when I wasn't very good at building commander decks, and I threw this in there, and I would.
You're somewhat good then.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a pretty low toughness.
Yeah.
Right. So he's not like tapping, to mill anybody, but.
Good defense.
Yeah, that deck ended up being turned into like a combo deck with all the best black tutors, and I just had to like take a shower after I played it every time. So
That dirty, huh?
yeah, it was pretty. Did not feel good to play it. But yeah, it was a pretty good. It's a pretty good mill deck, even though it's not a very good strategy in our format.
Definitely not. But I'm always a fan of mill.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Those alternate wins.
Yeah, it is an alternate win condition. Yeah. Well, this was a bit of a shorter episode.
Yeah, for sure.
But, I'm sure you can tell by now that our episodes, they don't have any particular length, right? It's about quality.
Over quantity.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Size does not matter.
Remember that one, folks.
Yeah, okay. Well, we really hope you guys enjoyed this list of cards that, we're not saying you should play these, but
We think we should just see them around more.
yeah, just give them a second look when you're building decks.
Yeah.
We're just going to wrap things up. We want to thank everyone for listening. And on the next show, we're going to be talking about ways that you can play a little faster in your Commander games. You can play faster in your other formats, but I feel like Commander suffers the most from the game. The games just take longer, right? And, we lose a little bit of interest. So if you can find ways to speed things up, you can keep people engaged. And we're going to talk about how we can all do that.
Just some hints and tips on that, because we're all here to come together and play some Magic.
Yeah, and have fun.
Let's play Magic and have fun.
Yeah. Let's do it quickly, because the faster we play, the more games we can play.
Exactly.
Right? So if you'd like to get in touch with us and let us know what you think about the show, or if you have any questions or comments about the show, you can find us on YouTube at Turn One Soul Ring, on Gmail at Turn One Soul Ring the podcast at gmail.com, and on Instagram at Turn One Soul Ring _ the podcast. And you can follow me on Instagram at the Command Beacon. And we're going to let you know when Eric has some social media stuff to plug.
There will be something.
And if you do follow me on my Instagram account, the Command Beacon account, I do giveaways of like sealed product. It's usually just like packs. Sometimes I'll do singles. Starting next month, we're going to be doing some monthly giveaways on our podcast Instagram account, our Turn One Soul Ring, the podcast Instagram account. That'll probably just be sealed product to start with, maybe some War of the Spark stuff. And then we have Modern Horizons coming out.
On the horizon.
It's on the horizon. Oh my God, I totally blew that. So that set's coming out, and hopefully we'll get some good vintage reprints for Commander, and hopefully it shakes up the modern format. We're definitely going to do a set review on that, maybe a couple of episodes. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you guys again real soon.
Thanks, everybody, and have a good one.
Turn One Soul Ring.